welcome to Carnivore Tales. I decided I would make this stream about the comments in my section, and I wanted to be able to reply to them while I'm doing this video. So although this isn't recorded live, I'm still going over everything that I'm getting in comments, and I thought that would be great. To start off, the best here, this is Tuesday's report, as normal. So I'm going to go over what I just had for dinner, and why is there suddenly a gnat inside. I thought we got rid of him. Anyway, we had pancakes and bacon. I mean, this was really delicious, really good. Everything that you would actually decide to have in a kind of like a dessert kind of thing. We had homemade whipped cream, which was made with, heavy cream and all that stuff. It didn't really have a lot of flavor. He added a little bit of cinnamon to the pancakes to give it a little bit more of a pancakey feel and try to add like a little sweetness to it. And of course, we had bacon. Pancakes were made with eggs, so they are not real pancakes, but they still look delicious and they tasted delicious too. I even added a little bit of salt because it just kind of brought out that sweetness a little bit. So, I mean, for me, who used to a palate of having a lot of sweets, suddenly no sweets, I mean, that was actually a really nice treat. So, anyway, to go on to what I was talking about here, I'm going to go through all the comments here. So, the first comment I'm going to reply to, it says, add berries and broccoli. And so I'm just basically going to say, unfortunately, due to the diet's constrictions, I shouldn't have either of those. So yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I'm not sitting there saying anything bad about it. I mean, a lot of people like add berries or broccoli and things of that nature. But again, right now I'm still trying to go through my phases, and I'm trying to be as strict as I can. So unfortunately, berries and broccoli are not an option. Okay, the next question, it says, can somebody do carnivore but eat more white meat, i.e. chicken, turkey, fish, etc. while eating red meat? So I actually found a video not that long ago, and it helped kind of even things out a little bit. Yes, the red meat is very important to the diet, but from what I understood, like in your early stages of the diet, if you suddenly get sick of something, it might be because you have too much nutrition. And I believe this is a quote from the Steak and Bacon Gang. She's a wonderful content creator, so it's actually a good one. So can somebody do carnivore but eat more white meat? The answer is yes, but eventually you'll start wanting to crave the red meat. So I'm not quite at that phase yet, but I'm getting better. But again, it's just something that I think everybody really has to do with. So I'm going to add that little reply here to make sure they get that. But yes, you can have more chicken, turkey, fish. So yes, it'd be perfectly fine. You may want to take some supplements like potassium and magnesium. All right, so like I said, I am actually doing this basically live, except I'm recording it as I'm doing it. And of course zinc. So yeah, I mean that's what I would recommend. Okay, the next one here says Lady Bits. She's been very talkative in my channel, and I'm very grateful for it. Says, for anyone watching this and reading the comments and wondering why the corner of our diet causes people to lose weight, there's no magic here. It's not really because of the meat. It's because you're at what you're not eating prior to these shifts in people's diets. They're not usually that for many years or decades living on highly processed, highly calorie dense, very low nutrients rich foods, bulk agents, added sugar, fat, and absolutely no nutritional value. But basically, she makes a lot of good points. In a lot of the cases with the diet, you're just trying to cut out all the crap that you ate before. And that first 30 days is almost like a cleanse. And that's what's really important. When I was reading about the 90 days, that's very important. So the first 30 days, you're kind of just getting your body adjusted. You're trying to stay away from all those bad things and have your body accept more nutritional value. The second month is more about actually detoxing. And the third month is basically committing, or the final stage is basically to remove all of that. I think I actually said it better in my first video from what my chiropractor actually told me, but I took everything he said at really at great value. But I really do like that message on my board, so I think that's wonderful. So I am just gonna thank you for the knowledgeable comment. Yeah. All right, next one. It says, "Good job. I was able to lose 100 pounds over a year on carnivore and change my life big time." Yeah, no. I mean, I lost 30 pounds in my first month. I mean, I thought that was great. But again, I wasn't eating as much the first couple of weeks. I kind of dropped really fast, and then it started to kind of even out a little bit. But I still lose like I might gain a couple pounds, and then suddenly I will lose like 5. So actually, weight is not a good way to dictate things. That's why I'm only weighing myself every 30 days, and I'm not really trying to pay attention to it. Because in anyone's case, you might fluctuate 5 pounds here and there, and that could be because you have too much water weight, or you could have something else going on. Maybe you slipped on a diet somewhere. Like I haven't been eating as much red meat, so maybe I'm not getting the nutritional value it has. So maybe my weight stagnated. I mean, there's various reasons why your weight might start slowing down. But it doesn't change the fact that the diet is really good for you, and you can still do those things. It's just in moderation, so to speak. But again, like I'm still in my first 90 days, so there's still a lot I have to work on. But either way, yeah, I congratulate you on that 100 pounds. It's great. Try taurine if you're still having hydration issues. Thankfully, my hydration issues are actually back to normal. This is something that took a while, but I feel like I'm finally getting that under control. The little bit of salt helped to add to my water. I also had a little bit of iodine. I've been taking some more of those medicines to kind of help things going. So, I mean, I'll consider the taurine as well, but at the moment, this is kind of like I'm getting back on track on that, but I will keep that in mind for the next time I start getting dehydrated. So thank you very much. And so I'm just going to thank for the suggestion. I mean, that's basically what I can do. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool going through all these comments. So I really love that. And this time I'm actually going through them. So this is wonderful. Somebody says, sweet. So yes, thanks. It says, over 30 pounds in a month is amazing. Keep up the good work. So yeah, thank you, will do. I mean, like, this is a generic reply, but I will say, I mean, I am very grateful. All this support helps me a lot. Just getting these messages and replying to them, usually just, you know, it makes me kind of smile on the inside. I've had so much support from the carnivore community. It's not even funny. So thank you very much. Add some salt and potassium. Yeah, no salt from Walmart. Yeah, we have Redmond salt here, so that's not a problem. 1 teaspoon per, yeah. My dizziness did stop, and I did do the salt. And more, and started taking supplements. So, yeah, there we go. So that always helps. Congratulations, good job. Thank you so much. Good job on the weight loss. In 2019, I weighed 368 and I was 6'3" and decided to go keto. That went well and eventually led to water fasting over the course of a year and a half or so. I lost 115 pounds. I kept it off for a while, but eventually I stopped fasting and stopped eating strict keto. That led to not being keto at all. And over the last 3 years or so, I gained back almost 100 pounds. Now I'm getting back to the keto again to start over again. Moral of the story is have an exit strategy for your diet or plan to go to forever. I did the diet, but I didn't really change my lifestyle or eating habits. I avoided all that. I was relying on fasting, so when I stopped fasting, I fell off the wagon. And I tried all kinds of things over the last 3 years, but none of them seemed effective for me. No surprise, since I struggled with my weight my entire life. I don't think I'm going to do any extended water fasting this time, but I'll probably do OMAD or PSMF since I do lift 3 days a week. And sorry for the life story, I just wanted to share my experience with you, so maybe you can go into this with a better plan than I did and not make the same mistakes. Okay, actually, this brings a good point. And here's the thing. I am still uncertain if I'm going to be able to keep up with carnivore my entire life like some of these other people doing. I might swap to like a keto, or I might actually try to have like a cheat day every couple of weeks or something like that. I don't plan to go back in it. I still plan to kind of be more strictly carnivore or keto. I mean, I'm still leaning in that direction, but at the same time, I know that I still kind of want to incorporate some of my old foods so far. Maybe it's just what I feel like, but it's something along those lines. But at the same time, I've looked at other diets and things. Keto might be okay, but I was also told about the Whole30. There's all sorts of things if you can't keep up with a diet, and sometimes it's just learning to regulate yourself at the same time. And but yeah, no, I did keto before. I lost like 50 pounds. I did other diets as well. I did like working out for a while too, just to kind of get my weight down in that sense. So I actually lost a lot of weight doing that too. I mean, at my highest weight, I was 457 pounds. I mean, that is nothing to sneeze at, and that is absolutely ridiculous. So, like, all my trial and error, I did manage to get my weight down to 403 before I started this diet. So I did lose 404 pounds. I mean, 44 pounds. I wish it was 4. No, actually, I'd be like a little leaf in the blow, and I'd be just going right out the... Sorry about that. That was a little bit of a phone call as I'm sitting here going through this. But anyway, yeah, your story is good to learn from. I'll talk a bit about it in my video, which I am right now in video, and I'll let you know some of the exit strategies I've already considered. Now, mind you, these strategies are not necessarily in set in stone. Like after 90 days, I might change my mind and go for carnivore. I mean, that is still entirely possible and in the wheelhouse. That is not a problem. But as I said, I got to get through that 90 days before I make any decisions. So I'm going to stick to it and see what happens. This is why these are my carnivore tales. But, you know, that's just kind of how it goes. I will still talk about carnivore and things of that nature. I'll let you guys know what I end up doing after 90 days, but I still got 60 days left. Well, a little less than that now, but, you know, that's how it goes. All right, some people have this phenomenon worse than others. I did not lose a pound for 4 weeks straight at 1,200 calorie, then dropped 11 pounds overnight. I woke up, looked in the mirror, and shocked by what I saw, and weighed myself and 11 pounds down overnight. I found this diet guru who explained it well. He said the human body will fill fat cells with water as it empties them to keep them ready for inevitable refill with fat. The longer and longer you are a dieter, yo-yo dieter, lifetime, say 54 years, the efficient body is holding a water weight. The more efficient you are at holding body weight. So it knows you will slip up, so it keeps the fat cells full of water. I never seen anybody ever mention this, and it was even enlightening moment for my life for me. Well, that is actually interesting. I did not know that. Now, I knew there was a lot of water in fats, you know, fat cells and everything else like that, so I knew that a drop in water weight would be like one of the big things that I'm doing. But keeping the fat on because your body's used to it until I start the detox and everything makes a lot of sense. That might be why I might suddenly just drop weight eventually, and that's actually happened. So I might not lose weight every day, which is perfectly fine, but I might have like a 10-pound overnight. It's great. So, I mean, just don't pay attention to your weight entirely. I mean, every 30 days like I'm doing might be fine. But as some people actually say, the Steak and Butter Gang actually mentioned that this is the best way to go by is see how many inches you drop. Because this is really the more important aspect more than the weight. Because you might put on muscle. I mean, you might gain a lot of muscle in the process, other things like that. I mean, there is a lot of avenues that you can do right there. So, I mean, that's really cool. That said, another video online, a lady gives a tip that you must use a reason to stick with carnivore other than weight loss. So weight loss is okay for some people as a motivation, but you're obese or ever been obese and will not be tied into vanity. There are some people that can starve themselves skinny with vanity as the main motivator. Anyway, her advice is always in the back of my mind. Remember that you must eat carnivore with a healthy reason and keep that thought strong in your mind and have a tool fight against tamales and burritos. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, and I will admit that's like one of the things I'd be struggling with right now is the fact that I am thinking of it more as a weight loss avenue, but I'm also trying to purge my body of its chemicals, and that's another reason why this is a big motivator for me to keep on this 90-day plan. And since I weigh as much as I do, I actually plan to do more than 90 days, but I'm still keeping my options open. I don't want to guarantee anything in case I do slip up or something like that, but I will say 90 days is the initial goal, but beyond that, it's going to be something else. So, I mean, yeah, that's actually a really good comment there. So, So I just saw a similar video, believe it or not. And, yeah. And... Oh, and the interesting part of the fat sales. So, I mean, that is actually kind of information that I like to get in my comments. And it actually, I think it would help you as well. That's why I'm actually telling you. So that's another reason why I'm doing these comments live. Well, sort of semi-live. You know, I'm still recording, but, you know, I'm not editing this. I'm just reading the comments, even though my pronunciation might be off or something like that. I want you to kind of get an idea. But either way, I love the comments, and I figured I'm just going to do another comment section. I don't know if people will like this or not. But, and yes, I did read or did see a study on weight loss versus just overall health, yeah, and motivation, yeah. So I mean, yeah, you are spot on. All right, there we go. I mean, spot on is kind of an old slang, but you know, you never know. If you're sick of beef, eat scrambled eggs and bacon. You may need more fat or up your electrolytes. You could also try fasting for your days. After a couple days of fasting, you will look forward to meat again. I won't do fasting right away. I'm still in the well, while I'm still in the early stages, I don't want to do fasting right now. Because of the dizziness was going on and everything else like that, and the electrolytes and everything else I was having problems with, it's actually better for me to have the intake for right now, because my body is still trying to get those chemicals out of my system, and then it's not sure if it can eat the fat or doing all that stuff. I don't expect to lose weight immediately, but at the same time, I want my body to adjust and get that crap out of my body and system. So at the same time, fasting might seem like a good idea, but I don't think it is for me at this moment. But scrambled eggs, bacon, chicken, and other meats, I'm still gunning for. And of course, it's a good idea. Some supplements as well. So, I mean, you know, potassium, zinc, etc., etc. I mentioned it earlier. I mean, a lot of these comments I could say the same thing, but I try to be nice about this. So, okay, that's another reply done. I am getting close to the end, I think. I get that you're trying to lose weight fast, and OMAD is the only way to lose 25 pounds in a nut. I would try to supplement, doesn't work. I don't know what OMAD is. I'm going to actually have to look that one up, so I'm not sure how to respond to that one, so I might have to figure that one out. The first 10 months in was very hard for them. This is the same person. 1 or 2 months was the hardest for me. I also had the dizziness. It might be you're eating too little meat or eggs and fish. OMAD is easier for you're fully fat adapted. I would go for 2-3 meals until you get there, and it took me around 2 months. For supplementations, you could add potassium or maybe even boron, 3 to 10 milligrams a day, and you can get calcium from eggs and dairy. So yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I mean that is right on my alley as well. I mean, yeah. So after I'm fat adapted to do OMAD. So yes, I mean that is a possibility. So I'm not fat adapted yet. I'm working on that. So I actually like this comment. So he's actually made a couple things. I didn't do OMAD initially, I guess. I'm not even sure what I did, but nice. And yeah, I definitely do eat more. The dizziness is not necessarily gone, but it is definitely doing a lot better. I don't get those dizzy spells as frequently. I think some of it has to do with my allergies and everything. But my allergies are still a problem, I guess. So yeah, no, that is definitely a good comment as well. I love this stuff. But I will talk about OMAD. I didn't even look that up yet. Thank you. Cheers. Somebody just said awesome. Sinus issues, moving to a new area. Seasonal allergies, pollen, sinus issues can cause dizziness. Indeed, they can. And I do think that they are part of the problem. I've been trying to treat them, and I have to admit my allergies don't seem to be as bad as they could be. But yeah, no, it's definitely something good. And of course, I mean, that's just it. Good job, buddy. Proud of you. Yeah, that's my supporter right there from the Everything Paranormal show. He's the one that got me into the diet, so thanks, man. As always, congratulations. That's a milestone. Yeah, the milestone. That is another thing I haven't really considered what my next milestone is. I think my next goal is going to be 350. I mean, it's still going to be a shorter goal than the 31 pounds, but I don't expect too much. So 350 pounds will be my next milestone guess, but again, that's a little bit about 25 pounds. I don't know if I'm going to lose that. Again, this is very goal, so you know it's quite a bit yet. Lower calorie intake than you need to. Nutrients if it looks like consuming a lot of. Okay, Buster, your goal. Congrats! It's possible you're eating quite a lower calorie intake than you need to, and the nutrients, even if it looks like you're consuming a lot of food. 31 pounds lost is quite good in your first month, but that could also explain my dizziness. And you might be simply losing weight a little too fast in a caloric deficit too much, so you're not getting enough of the nutrients you need in a category, possibly, which could explain some of the negatives you experienced. Not 100% on this brainstorming, but 30 days, 30 pounds lost, yeah. Now, you're definitely right. I do think that was a problem, so I'm definitely going to probably slow down this week, or this month in general. But yeah, eating more has definitely helped yeah, it helped my dizziness a little bit. So that's actually great. So it's kind of good to go through these comments, and you know how it goes. Of course, I bring them up online and all this stuff, but you know, I don't have everything set up to kind of do that. So I'm sorry about that. So you just have to take my credit for me. All right, and I got 2 left here. It says, way to go, hang in there and try to find other things to eat than beef. If you don't like it, maybe fasting to make you really hungry will work. Either way, you have now lasted 30 days. That's not nothing, and you have lost weight. Very well done. Thank you as well. I mean, I still got a long ways to go, but at the same time, it's right. 30 days is quite the milestone, and it is actually really good for me. And I'm still on the diet, so I haven't given up. So this is definitely a very good positive comment for me, and I am still chugging along. So yeah, no, that's definitely great. And these ones, I have been eating burgers, cheese, and eggs, and we'll need to try a batch cooking chicken drumsticks thighs for a change to keep up the good work. And yes, the breast, the drumsticks, well, you name it, anything like that. It is actually really good. So there you have it. But yeah, no. Adding the chicken helped. I try to add a little bit of fatty stuff if I have to. I'll take supplements on something else. I might take supplements today just because I did have like 2 batches of without the red meat, but I'm going back to red meat the following day kind of thing. Yeah. So, but anyway, the breast, the drumsticks. There are a lot of options, but just taking time till I start craving beef again. So yeah, that's the thing. And that is my last comment. So that was actually a really good video. Even though I got interrupted part way, so I hope you don't mind that little cutscene. But either way, this is one of my longest videos, but I still wanted to go over the comments. There was a lot to go through, and I love them. So keep them coming. The videos aren't as regular as they should be, but I am trying to keep track of my diet and everything going on throughout the days. Sometimes it's hard when you have a roommate and somebody wants to do something or something else. But either way, that's it for today. And I do thank you very much, and I hope you all had a good time listening to all the chat. and the comments. So like I said, I do read every single one of them. I was waiting to kind of do this video to read some of these, so even though it took like a week to answer some of them, I didn't want you to think I forgot about you and I didn't respond. So I mean, here you go. This is my response, and thank you as well, everybody. You all been wonderful.